Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about the CAGED system. Most of us have seen lots of stuff about the CAGED system. I always have private students ask about the CAGED system. It's amazing, I love it. I'm a huge CAGED system fan. So what is the CAGED system? The CAGED system is a series of octave shapes, patterns that we can learn to organize scales on the neck. The point of it is to learn one scale in the entire range of the guitar. Once we know all 5 octave shapes, we'll be able to play the same scale all over the neck. Most of us are familiar with the basic power chord octave shape. It's kind of what I call it. So if I'm here on the 5th fret of the 6th string, that's the note A. One octave higher from that is going to have the same letter name. It's also going to be an A, but it's going to sound higher pitched. Most of us know that power chord shape, which is 2, if I'm starting on the 5th fret, I'm 2 frets and 2 strings up. That 3-finger power chord, we're playing a root and an octave on the 2 outer strings. So if you wanted to find a note on the D string, you could know notes on the big string, the 6th string, and just transfer it through the octave. So now the CAGED system just explores all the different possible ways that those octave shapes exist and what they look like. Explores all the different range of the neck. Let's look at them. So our pattern 1, let me move this thing. I don't need that. Our pattern 1 octave shape, we're going to be in the key of C. Looks like this. So we're going to have our 3rd finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, and your pointer finger is going to go to 1st fret, 2nd string. So now you can play these either as like a chord or like a melody one at a time. Right? Doesn't super matter. The big thing that does matter is to pay careful attention to which string or strings you're on and how many frets in between. So pattern 1 has 1 empty fret in between where your fingers go. To get to pattern 2, staying in the key of C, your pointer finger takes over where your 3rd finger just was. So again, here's pattern 1. Going to pattern 2, my pointer finger takes over where my ring finger was. And now this is again the same power chord octave shape that we've played before, which is 2 frets and 2 strings higher with your 3rd finger. So again, that's pattern 1. Into pattern 2, pointer finger takes over, 3rd finger is 2 frets, 2 strings. Now to get to pattern 3, we do the same thing. So your pointer finger takes over where your 3rd finger just was. So again, now my pointer finger is 5th fret, 3rd string. This is the wackiest one. So your 3rd finger is going to have to reach all the way up to the 8th fret. So there are 2 empty frets in between your fingers. And your pinky also reaches up to the 8th fret, but of the 1st string. So that pattern has 3 notes in it. So that's 8th fret, big string, 5th fret, 3rd string, and 8th fret, 1st string. So going back through these, we have pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, now from here, to go from pattern 3 to pattern 4, your pointer finger, again, will take over where your 3rd finger just was, which is 8th fret of the 6th string. Your pointer finger is 8th fret, 6th string. Your 3rd finger is going to be 10th fret, D string. And your pointer finger, again, is going to be 1st string, 8th fret. So that one, I would recommend not barring that because it's going to kind of hide what string you're supposed to be focusing on. You want to be really clear about which strings and which frets you're on, right? So I would use another finger for that. I might play pointer, pinky, and then my middle finger's reaching up to that 1st fret. I don't know if you could see that. Or I might play pointer to 3rd finger, and then my pointer finger reaches all the way up to the 1st string. Let's go through all 4 of those. So here's pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4. And now let's learn pattern 5. So pattern 5 in the key of C, your pointer finger again, just going back to pattern 4, your pointer finger takes over where your third finger just was, which is 10th fret D string. And then your pinky, because of the tuning, instead of being 2 strings and 2 frets, it's going to be 2 strings and 3 frets. That's that B string that's tuned slightly different than the other ones, right? So here I am, 10th fret and 13th fret on the D and then B string. And if I went one more pattern up, I'd be at pattern 1, 1 octave higher from where I began. So let's go through all 5 of those patterns again. So here's pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4, pattern 5, pattern 1 again, pattern 5, let's go backwards, pattern 4, pattern 3, pattern 2, and pattern 1. For the very first 2 weeks, maybe even longer if it takes longer, I would not play anything other than that when you're working on the CAGED system. You just want to nail those shapes down, right? You want to know which strings, which frets, how many empty frets are on them, right? Stick to one key for this week as well, so just stay in C. If you can, I would work up to using a metronome with it. Sounds nuts, but it helps. It just helps to kind of push you along, and so that you don't start thinking about other stuff, right? It's easy to do this where you're... and then now you're playing songs and doing something else, right? So if your goal is to learn the CAGED system, I would stick to just playing that CAGED system, maybe 5-10 minutes a day, and only going up and down. Five minutes a day of that. A week later, 2 weeks later, you're going to know those scales or those octave shapes really, really well. Okay. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.